Okay, let's talk blades. You know, because that's what we're into. Like, all the time. All the time. So, today I have for you guys my Almar collection. And of course, that's really not really a collection because there's only two. But I gotta be honest with you, Almar knives are not exactly cheap. Um, I might have one more Almar that I haven't put up here, and I'm gonna, if I come across it, I'll do a separate video on it, obviously. But I think it might be through Benchmade. Benchmade. Right now, I just have the Almar. I think that's the Eagle, and then this is a collaboration with Kershaw Almar. It's got the little insignia, Almar insignia, and it even says it. Almar Designs 8CR13 MOV steel. This one is actually one of my favorite knives because it's very, very nice. I can't exactly find a price on this. They're kind of all over the place. When I purchased this on Amazon, it was, I believe, close. I want to say, yeah, about 200 bucks. This is VG10. A very very simplistic design. G10 handle scales, and then of course you got the steel liners that are in there, as you can see. It's got thumb studs. I was told that this knife was designed with self-defense in mind, but of course you can use any knife for self-defense in my opinion. So let's go ahead. I'm going to open one up. This one is going to be the smaller Almar, and this one's assisted with a frame lock. You got one side is kind of like a smoothed out polished G10 handle scale, and on the other side you have your steel frame. Just other side you got the pillar standoffs, which are anodized red. It's really nice, open pillar construction, so it's easy to clean. I have carried this very few times because I just liked it so much, and it fits. Even though for a small knife, it actually fits my hand. So it's really stabby. And you got the jimping. It's very light jimping on the spine right here. But it feels great in the hand. And I, believe it or not, I bought this at Big Five, and I think it was under 40 bucks. It was either about 40 bucks or under 40. Either way, I really liked it. And I bought two. I always do this. And then I gave one away to a close friend and coworker of mine, because he saw it, and I really liked it, and I was like, you know what, there's no reason. I was growing out of my greed, which I still am now. I gave it away to him, and now he has it, and he likes it. So here's this one, and then I'll go ahead and open up this one. This one is a 4-inch length blade. It is VG10, and I've come to notice that this knife is more dressy than tactical, in my opinion. I don't really think this was intended for tacticality, but getting to that thumb stud is kind of a challenge, because it's so recessed and so close to the handle scale that getting to it is a bit of a challenge. But I mean, it can be done. So if this was intended for self-defense in a stressful situation, that thumb stud probably won't really favor very well, but that's just my own opinion. You got the spine, the back lock, spine lock, whatever way you want to call it. It's got these steel liners. They are milled out in there, as you can see, for weight reduction, and this knife is pretty light for its size, its length anyways. The only thing that bothers me about this knife is that the pocket clip is being held by one screw. And it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. It doesn't shift, it doesn't move. So I'm thinking that because look, judging by that hole right there, it looks like there's a pattern that goes in there that keeps it straight. Excuse me. So that being said, I'm pretty sure that this is pretty nice for what it is. But anytime that I've given a knife that has less than 2 screws on the pocket clip, kind of makes me nervous, especially when you're carrying it. The last thing you want to do is bump the pocket clip up against something or get it caught on something, and this thing is all out of whack. and then that's just horrible. But it's got a pretty decent weight and pretty decent size for it, pretty decent length. It's really, really nice. It's one of my favorites. Got a whole hand on there. It's really, really nice. And yes, I'm going to do cutting. I haven't done cutting in the last few videos because I've been just ranting on about stuff more or less than anything else. So we'll go into size comparisons and all that. So move that back just a tad. I haven't used my calipers in the last video. I probably should do that in this one, so you guys know how thin these things are. We'll go ahead and go into the weight, starting up. We'll use the Almar Eagle, I believe that's what this is called, the Almar Eagle. I got that on Amazon. If you're able to find it, good on you. All right, oh, that's pretty good, under 4 ounces, 3.26 ounces. 3.26, excuse me. And then the Big 5 model, which I bought a while ago, about a year or so back, a couple of years. 3.04 ounces. So these are pretty relatively light knives. So it's not too bad, depending on your take on it, whether you're into this sort of thing, if you are, if you're not. Now, if they made a bigger version of this, oh man, I would love it even more. Like this, but in that size. Love it. Alright, so go ahead to the length. 3.5 inch blade on the smaller guy. Overall, 7.5 inches, or a little over 7.5. Not by much. And then on the big guy, you got a 4-inch blade. A little over 3.5 inch cutting, if you're not counting the ricasso, and close to almost 9 inches overall. It's pretty decent. Now let's use the calipers so that way you guys can see how thin the Almar, this guy, Eagle. So blade thickness, you're looking at 2.2 millimeters. And handle thickness, you're looking at 8.5 millimeters. It's pretty thin, in my opinion. I've carried this once and haven't carried it since. I just liked it so much. It disappeared in the pocket, even though you're having about that much sticking out of your pocket right there. That's still a pretty decent amount, if you ask me. It doesn't have a wave feature on it. Obviously, when you pull it out, you have to find the thumb stud in order to pop this open. So, is it bad? No, I actually like it. It's a traditional folding knife, but it doesn't really, it lacks in the tactical department for self-defense. And then, of course, let's go to this one right here. So, blade length is at 2.4 millimeters, and handle length, or handle width, is 10.3 millimeters. So I guess it all really just depends on, like I said, what you're into. Yes, we'll do some cutting. Paper. These do come extremely sharp. Sorry, been a while. Whoa, and it just went all the way over there. Fantastic. And I barely use this for cutting anything. I think the last thing I cut was string off my shirt with this before I decided to put it away. Oh, that was graceful. Okay, now I need to make this right. There we go. It does come relatively sharp. That's this one. And then this guy that I haven't even cut anything with, VG10. So sorry, I'm just, yeah, this thing's, it's not dull, I promise. I'm just still trying to get used to cutting on camera. Yeah, this thing is pretty sharp. That's the first thing I've ever cut, is this paper. So yeah, if you're looking for the Almar Eagle, just know that these guys are not cheap. They're not cheap. They do come pretty sharp, and the tips are needle fine, just really, really good knives. This one, if you're trying to find it, I hope you're able to, because this was hard for me to find a third one. I was going to buy it as a present for somebody, and I'm obviously not willing to give away my original. So, I don't know, it's up to you guys. If you guys want to look it up, you can. But this is my lame twofer Almar collection. But I still like them. They're kind of bougie knives. They're really, really fancy stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks again.